Woo!
Hey.
Yo, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Let me just let y'all go ahead and get in here. I know it's Tuesday, and we was hoping for a, victorious, going into the bye with a win, but unfortunately, we can't make that happen, people. This supposed to be winning Tuesday on the Lady Birds of AFN show. So come on in here, come on in the room. I need everybody in here getting ready. I need to see some. I think I had the time set wrong, but that's all right. They're gonna realize we going live. If people know us, they know we come
They
on.
got alert, so they gonna come on in after the
They're gonna
alert.
come on in. Come on in then. So while we're doing that, I just want to go ahead and just, see how y'all ladies feeling today. We're gonna start off with you. How do you feel today? Just you still feeling it, or on to the next? How you feel, Pam?
Thank God it's the bye week. They can heal up. I mean, we got a lot of injuries on our players. We need to heal up and then review
Yeah.
some films and get right. That's all I got to say.
Yep. Yeah. What's up? ATL Leo. He said, Hey ladies, and Christy. Well, you know what? Excuse me. You're not Christy today. Let everybody know who you are today.
This is Christy, the disgruntled Dirty Bird Diva. I just feel like I've been cheated on. That's all.
Oh, Lord.
Kind of way in my feelings.
Yeah, you're a little builder. You're a little builder. So are we getting a little Christy rant today?
I don't know, but we do need to examine something that the originators bought up.
Oh, okay. I'm here for it. I always like, reference a good podcast there. So of course, shout out to the originators for, keeping us in tune, keeping us educated and informed, and we just try to pass the torch on over here with the Lady Birds. What's going on, Bernard Contrell? What's going on? What's going on? What's happening, Roadmaster? Crow fans. I mean, who is he? What's your team? How about that? How about that? Because and of course, in case people don't know who I am, I'm Ms Maggie T. I'm everywhere you want to be. I'm better than Mad Mike Sports. Just letting y'all know, putting out there. Matt, this is fire. I am the originator of this lady panel. I was the only solo lady in the house, but I decided to bring in some more beautiful ladies with me to share the platform, because guess what? Us girls got something else to say. We have things to talk about. Romance to the Lady Birds. Okay, salute, appreciate you. So,
appreciate you.
I'm gonna let people kind of get on in because I got a video that's gonna start our conversation. But just want to give a shout out to everybody that's in here, because tonight we're gonna do something a little special. Since we got the bye week and we really ain't got nothing to do right now, I'm feeling lucky. Well, I'm feeling generous, and I know people be in the chat and they've been wanting to kind of jump on and say something. I'm gonna give the fans the opportunity to come on and join us on the panel. Now it's gonna be not the whole show, but we got a segment where I want to hear what you got to say. But first, you got to hear what we got to talk about. What else? Deshaun, what's up, Queens? Yeet, get some. Y'all go ahead and share this out. Good evening, y'all. We're feeling like we could play for the NFC Championship now. I'm getting one and done vibes. Lake gotta go. Hello, ladies. Scotty's calling me. What's going on, Scott? Scott? Wait. Well. Okay, so I think we got enough people in, and I'm gonna probably play this video a little later too, but it's gonna set the tone for the show. And of course, in case people are late, we are the Lady Birds of AFN. We come on every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern during the season, during off season. We be doing other things, but while we're here, we got season to play. We here to stay. So let me just play this video. Okay,
all right.
My feelings are hurt, people.
Oh gosh.
Where's my video? Oh, brands. You know what? They got these new settings up here, and I'm trying to figure this thing on out here. Oh, here we go. So Here's a video we're gonna play. Did it even record? Okay.
Okay.
It just sums it up how we're feeling. If you got this dude doing this.
That. Ooh.
One more time for the ones in the back. Wait.
That's my quarterback, man. I love him. Love him.
Oh, that just sums up this evening, people. You know, you got our former quarterback over here throwing himself through a table. I'm pretty sure he had high hopes for this game, or whatever the case may be, or high hopes for this season. Going into the bye week, we was not expecting this. But what's going on? Hey, ladies, Brian Peoples, what's going on? Sonya, Raheem Morris, tell us what we want to hear, but doesn't do it on game. Atlanta Falcons defense are dead last in sacks with 10 flat out. It's just embarrassing. Good evening, ladies. Saved through Jesus. Saved through Jesus. Okay, then. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. As well as, you know, Mighty Ice living life. You know, Mighty Ice. Yes.
That's the dude, man. I love him.
I mean, this man got so much passion, more passion than our own players right about now, because I don't think we got off the plane. I think we were still chilling in Atlanta, because it just didn't seem like
the players was still left in New Orleans, Maggie. I don't think they even came to.
They were still second lining or something, because something ain't right about that. Atlanta Falcons needs to make a lot of changes and big time adjustments during this bye week. You just saw the one Harry Douglas did. Oh, I didn't see it. Man, I wish I would have grabbed that video and go find that one. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into this conversation, ladies. And while you're talking, to make sure this is shared in the Atlanta Falcons Nation Facebook group, 19K strong. Y'all make sure y'all go find that group and subscribe, follow. We're trying to get it to 20K, and we've been sitting at 19 for like a good little minute. So 20K would be beautiful and lovely. Yes. So let's talk about it. Kirk Cousins. We had to bench him, replaced by Mr. Michael, as the Falcons struggles against the Broncos. Whoever want to go and talk about that, and fans, chime in, leave your comments about it. I know there's a lot of people rubbing their little here. We get to see
I got to chime in.
Go ahead, girl.
He had a bad day at the office, Kurt did. It was a chance to just get Michael Penix some game time, because the game was so out of hand already, but that's just basically my opinion on it. It was just to put him in there to get him some game experience. They also put in the backup running back from Alabama, McClellan. They put him in there. They put all backup players in there. So that game was just out of hand, and he was just mentally was not prepared for the game. So what better way to get the fan base excited by putting Michael Penix in there? So that's all. That's my take on that.
I mean, and it makes sense, because of course we didn't want nobody else to get hurt, because we dropping like flies, and we just need to have this time to go ahead, because it was over with. It was over with. We pretty much clearly gave up on the game by halftime. So I guess it was like, all right, sit him on down. Let's go ahead and see what he can do. And he got the man concussed, didn't he?
Who
was at the caught the ball and fell? Because I was
Washington. He got out of the game.
Yeah, them deep balls. It's like, woo. Yeah. He got to get. I say, give him a couple of more chances.
One thing I say about Michael Penix, he when he came into the game after they got got out and went back on the field, he kind of tried to rally the offensive line up, trying to get them into, to try to, even though we lost, let's try to make it a winnable game, So
Yeah.
that's one thing I like about him. He was trying to rally the group up to try to come on and let's play, you know, not try to give up, you know. So
Right.
I would give kudos to that.
Yeah,
And Chris, you had
that
something to
score
say on
by
that
him
one?
though. That
Mm-hmm.
score was so far out of the way with less time that what Raheem said, I can't even call him coach no more. That
I
what
know it.
Raheem said, what he said was he took them all out so that they wouldn't be so Kurt wouldn't get injured, and he named numerous ones that he took out and put others
He sure
in order to
did.
play. But crap, it almost seemed like you should have did that after the half. It it's so much. It's so much to this, but
It
And
was a lot.
we gonna get to it. We you
It was
know
a
and
lot.
then
we got
but
plenty to break
what
down.
rubbed me
Somebody said
like an
call Belichick
eraser,
now.
right? What
Oh,
not? I don't think.
Ooh-wee.
Well, I don't
I'm
know.
not ready
What
to do
rubbed me
that
like
yet.
an eraser? What rubbed me like an eraser was when Raheem also said in the same breath, where we're not trying to measure, you can't evaluate Penix on that or nothing. We just only put him in, really he sort of put it like as a placeholder, just so you pulled everybody else out, so that he said nobody should really make a big deal of Penix being in the game. That's what he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
But
he
he
didn't want to.
performed.
I didn't feel like he wanted to admit to his
He
errors
he
in this
didn't.
game.
He did. He
So it's
didn't.
like, oh, don't think none of it. This wasn't a situation
Right.
because basically they want to avoid that, quarterback controversy
That's
we had last
controversy.
year. So it's like, oh no, he ain't coming in for nothing. Don't think too much of it. He just here to just twinkle his little toes a couple of, not innings, but a couple of yards, throw a couple of passes, and then just to
Right.
get him, so he won't be rusty on the sideline. They want
And
to avoid that.
yeah, I could agree with it. It's just how he said it. It's just how he has conducted himself the last four press conferences, including the Saints game, and then this one was even worse. So the ones from Sunday afternoon, but let me tell you who showed up Sunday afternoon. If you go to like close to the end of that one, around close to the end of his speech before the players came on, I think it's like minute 550, he acknowledged that Terry was in the room sitting in front of him. He seemed real uncomfortable, but then he highlighted that he saw him sitting there, and you have never heard in any of the previous press conferences whether or not Terry was there. He wasn't doing all this skinning and grinning either. So really wasn't the time for it, but I hate it. And I don't know if you're gonna bring this up later, Ms. Maggie, or not. I hated how he threw everybody else under the bus except for himself. Now, when we were losing
Exactly.
them first two games, when we lost them first two games, then he took full responsibility and all. It's all on me. But baby, he done threw everybody under the bus, under the
But
airplane,
doesn't that
coming back.
sound a little? Don't that sound a little familiar though?
It
Yes, it
sounds
sounded
real familiar.
Didn't he do that when he was interim? And it was I
Yes,
forgot what
and
game it
he did
was.
it. Yeah, he did it with the Bucks. He did it. I mean, a lot of Bucks fans said he did
He
it with
sure
them.
did.
Said he did it with them. That when his butt is on the line and he quit grinning, then it's him. And if you noticed on the sidelines of that game, he was doing more running from side to side and stuff and looking, but that bothers me too. Like a lot of content creators have said, you're not talking and conversing with your players. You're not interacting with them. You're not saying nothing. You just running. That's the first time I ever seen him move up and down the field like that. Like he was totally disgusted. To me, that goes back to what the originators, the Don, K Styles, and Mad Mike said, because they always do like if there's a flip side to every story. And they did that flip side to every story, like is Lake to blame or not? And it goes back, if everybody in this chat, if you go on the Falcons website, go to news, go to May 23rd, there is an article on Jimmy Lake and how he wanted to operate the defense. It is totally different from what we've seen.
It is.
And to me, it goes all the way back that is Coach Raheem. And if it's looking to be more and more like true, then are you Raheem? You go from Raheem the dream to Raheem the scheme. You see what I'm saying? That's yours. So why not be, if you're the head coach, you take full responsibility.
I agree with Brian people.
Right at the
and with Brian people, we just talked about this backstage.
I've been talking about it.
They
should have, my opinion, they should have left right after New Orleans. They should have basically went to New Orleans. I mean, they got to New Orleans late. I think they should have got to New Orleans kind of early. But what they should have done, went from New Orleans to Denver and stayed there. You know,
could have practiced there.
You had the money to do all that. So don't even no excuse. Some of the fan base got up there Monday. They got up there Monday, even though they skied and all that.
They was vacationing.
They have the players up there like Monday. They should have flew them out there Monday.
Right.
You know,
and they could have practiced
plumb ridiculous to have them to go up there Saturday with the atmosphere and the time difference. I mean, that was
yeah, because some of them was walking around. Some of our fans were walking around with oxygen cans and things like that. So they had to adjust to the atmosphere.
Yeah, so they were even saying they had oxygen and stuff. One of my fans that chimed in, they had to adjust to the atmosphere and all that.
Right.
Ridiculous.
Donna, we ain't saying that there's an excuse. We're saying that for our team that they fly up too late. They fly up at the last minute, and why are you doing that? It just doesn't. It really just doesn't make any sense.
It's definitely more than it. That's not an excuse. It's like when you're going into a different altitude of an atmosphere, your lungs got to get used to that. So,
and apparently they
got to get the players prepared well early.
They had more on the injury report before and right after the New Orleans game that they didn't count on. So basically they handled that bad. Oh yeah. It said Jerry Gray needs to run the D. He did a great job everywhere he has been, especially Green Bay. At least 48 hours in advance. That's what I'm saying. We're not talking about a whole week and all that, but at least just get there.
Get them out there and do some reps on the field and just getting used to breathing and running and things like that. Not saying that it played a factor, but with injuries and everything else that was piling on with us as far as defense, and man, you had to have all the wind and capacity to kind of knock these guys down because clearly we didn't show up. So let's go ahead and get into our first topic of the day. Well, second topic. We talked about Cousins being benched, the way how he looked defeated and everything else, especially with the interception. But we're gonna go ahead and just talk about it. Falcons offense just regressed. They didn't score a touchdown for the second time this season. How y'all?
You got to give kudos to that Denver defense. The Denver defense is good.
I mean, I went into this game very nervous. I can't say that, especially we didn't have our defense on point. You would think offensively, it's like, okay, we coming off a loss to our division rivals. We need to be in here knowing who our opponent is and being prepared. I just feel like it was something about the team. They didn't seem like they was
too many mental mistakes, too many offensive penalty that knocked you really back. It's just ridiculous.
Some of the same penalty.
Some of the same types of penalties we've been having all season. But I wonder this too, and it was brought up during right before and right after the firing of Dennis Allen, is that
Mm-hmm.
your team, just like with any job, and I always say there are two theories for sports. There's, and for football, for the NFL, there's the business of football, and then there's football business. And just think of yourselves that if you're in a job and you are the experienced one, and you have new leadership that may not be so experienced with
Mm-hmm.
and can match up your talents, and they say do as I say, and their big boss says also do as they say, how much
Mm-hmm.
effort do you, I mean, that bothered me about Raheem. He said we got out physicaled and
Oh my God.
out efforted. But how much effort would you put into, you'll just do your job. You're not going to be as energetic that we saw in that at the beginning of the season. You're not going to be, you're just going to do
Mm-hmm.
just that. And he's
They were
guilty
so
of saying
unprepared.
in previous press conferences that they executed all of the plays and the plays worked the way we planned them. Am I lying?
You're not
He
lying.
said he had said that. So if they're executing the plays as you planned them, the plan just didn't work, then it's not on the players. It's just that they're doing what you told them to do, and you're not listening to
Mm-hmm.
your players
Yeah.
on, because again, it going back to that May 23rd article, I don't think this is Lake's. This is not Lake's scheme, because if y'all read that article, he indicates he wanted aggressive, physical, free play. He wanted the defense to be free to do what needs to be done to get the plays executed. He said that on repeat in that article. And so when you
Mm-hmm.
start digging more into Lake, he repeats that, but we're not doing that, which means this is
Mm-hmm.
not his play call. And it's
Mm-mm.
just like what the originator said. This is not
Timmy
him.
Lates is not calling it. It's
He's
all on
not calling
Raheem.
it. It's Raheem. That's why he was
Raheem, this
moving
is
up
his
and
defense,
down.
not Timmy Late's defense.
That's why he was running up and down that sideline the way he
Mm-hmm.
was. This
Mm-hmm.
was him. This was him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's reminiscent of when he played under Quinn. If you go back, it does look like that. That's
Mm-hmm.
why it looks familiar to a lot of fans.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted to get to some of these comments in the chat. It said he agreed that he saw the injury report. He just didn't feel good about this game. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going into this
This
like,
is
yeah,
Sean Payton,
we
y'all.
got something in the bag. I said we got to go out there and play. No matter what, no excuse. Next man up. We got to play like we
Mm-hmm.
want it, like we want to win it.
He was
Get out there
unprepared.
early. Get on that fucking field. Excuse me, but get it comfortable with the atmosphere and everything else. Get in there and be ready to go.
He
It
just
was
was
just too. It
badly
was
unprepared.
too many same people doing the same penalties, like you said, same players.
Same player.
It's getting to the point. It's like, are y'all even? Is anything happening after the game to say anything about these penalties? Because it's getting ridiculous and getting repetitive, and it's just like, come on now, come on
Got
now.
players playing out of position, players not blocking right. I'm like, dude, come on now. He just didn't have this team prepared, point blank. That's it.
It seems like Drake was the only one who came to play, and then Southside said Denver is ranked number 5 in defense, and guess what? The Chargers are number 1 in defense.
Dang. It's gonna get ugly.
Okay, so you're Southside, you're taking that back. Okay, all right. Thank you for correcting yourself. Second week in a row that McGarry got put on his back with his legs up like a dead roach.
But y'all gotta understand this. I'm gonna get to Garrett, y'all. He has a heart condition, and taking in the fact that the humidity and all that. I mean, that's my point, that they should have went there a little, like maybe Wednesday, maybe Tuesday, so the players could get adjusted. So you got some players that may have asthma, may have heart condition and all that, and he just didn't take that into consideration when he planned this trip. So,
well, maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm a little hardcore. Then it might be close to retirement time for McGarry, because it's a physical sport. It's just You
Now
know,
he's good. Now I'm not knocking that he's not good, but he has some physical limitations. So
mhm.
you know, so yeah, y'all got to take that in consideration.
And John said, those pre-snap penalties
That's what I was
are
saying.
momentum killers. Thank
That's
you
what
for
I
giving
was
us our
saying.
flowers, Jamie.
Thank
We
you.
all remember Raheem's defense under Quinn.
Oh my gosh. Mm-mm-mm.
Brian, people said Lake runs a lot of man press and blitz. He got a top defense at Washington when he was the head coach. Okay. In the words of Matty Ice, get fucking set. We didn't see none of that.
Amen.
We didn't see
Amen.
none of that. It's like
None of
Dairy
that.
Queen defense all over again. Ooh. We're gonna get into Jimmy Lake since everybody kind of yeah. He said he has an enlarged heart. And
Yeah.
also this had been his worst game, of the
Yeah.
season.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's get into it. So overall, ladies, let's just kind of summarize, anything else about the offense for this game. I mean, honestly, both games. Let's bring that in
Jeez.
there. Just overall, the last two losses. Do you feel that it is because Kirk looked defeated? I can tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think we can redeem ourselves after this, or
I
what do you
think we can. I think we can. Yeah, I think we can. The bye couldn't come at a better time. Like I said, you got a whole bunch of players on the injury list, and they gotta come back. And possibly some may come back, like Hitman Hella may come back. That was out. He may come out. I mean, Troy may hopefully be coming back. But I think that week off where you could get some players healed up is beneficial, and that will help this team. And number two, he needs to get in the film room with all his coaches, and he needs to probably have his coaches do the coaching of their of their side of the ball. And like he said, he was supposed to be the CEO. I would say turn that defensive over to Jimmy Lates and let him see what he can do. Instead of you trying to take control of it, because it's really his defense. It's not Jimmy Late's defense.
Right.
And then, but I agree with what Christy said a while back, that they're getting ready to draft some players, and I'm seeing that they possibly could draft some player to help on the offense, to help for that future, for when Penix come in, and then they can build up that defense. So I can see that's happening also. But right now, this is not the defense that's going to win you a playoff game. I'm going to tell you that. I mean,
so
right.
And not to cut you off, but can the defense after this rebound, down 3 starters and a key rotational player, the defense was shredded by the Broncos with an assortment of screen
you have
passes.
players out of positions. So if you get key players back, I think they could do it. But like I said, you got Troy Anderson out, and you got Hitman Hellum out. You got Hughes, who was out. He was the biggest thing that was in the nickel. He did a really good job before he had that neck injury in the Saints game. So you had some key players out. So if you get the key players back in there and then put them in the right position, it's a possibility. But hey, I don't know. I mean, I'm just hoping they go ahead and heal up. That's all I can say.
I hope so.
In the press conference, the midday press conference yesterday, at minute 7, y'all know me. Again, I'm gonna just tell you what the proof is. Torrey McElhaney asked him about changes that need to be made, and how was he going to address it with the players, and he said, we're not going to talk to the players. We're not going to talk to, and it was a little silence. He said, we're not going to talk to the players. We're going to go back, and I'm going to talk to the coaches and the coordinators, and we're going to get together, and we're going to review and evaluate everything. And once we do that, we're gonna devise the plan, and then we'll address it with the players.
You better come up.
What? What?
So what was
And I
that?
was like, what? So you're gonna leave your veterans out that's been here? You're gonna players can see things differently on the field. They are talking and conversing even with with the opponents. You're gonna leave them totally out of the adjustment planning. And then y'all gonna come up with something. And then again, that's when you're looking at leadership and the success of what helps to prevent turnovers and the success and employee satisfaction. If you're gonna, he first started out as he came into the job, we're gonna meet with the players, we're gonna find out what their needs are, and we're gonna get together and we're gonna build this team together. To now he's totally different. And if you're going to flip flop after you get a position and you flip flop in the middle of a performance, halfway through the year, you're going to lose your folks. And you can tell that with the performance. You get lackluster performance. You getting the same repetitive action like being on. If you ever worked in a plant and you have to do the same old job over and over, other than trying to watch your own safety, you just get so used to doing
You
the
get
same
complacent.
thing over and over. And so what our opponents see is that if we're unchanging, because remember, this is the same thing that got us in trouble with Arthur Smith. You're going to replay the same plays over and over. If me as a fan, and I'm novice about it, could see it, then your opponents are definitely seeing it. And that's what Sean Payton did. He played to your weakness. Every play has a weak side. And if this is all you're going to do, this one play over and over, if your linemen going to always set up this way, they knew who to double team. They double team Bijan. They double team Pitts. I still don't understand why everybody all over Pitts. They double team that guy. They double team everybody they knew who could be a play actor on the scene to prevent the scoring. And I don't care how many defensive players that come off an IR. If you still in the stands sitting with Miss Pam, and then you gotta run and try to defend, or you have to run to try to prevent a play, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. I don't care if it was Bijan, you had 1,000 Bijan on defense and you 10 yards away, and then you got to run up to try to make a play or prevent a play or something like that. Man, you're not going to do anything. So it won't matter if we're going to still do the same old. And it just obvious he's not taking his job serious. But for Terry to show up, he showed up at that press conference after that Denver game, and he sat right there in the front where it sort of disturbed him a little bit, and he left. I mean, soon after saying it, he just walked. He walked off, and then the players came on, and so I was like, "Oh, we don't have one of those long press conferences of him trying to explain everything." Then he came on yesterday.
And it was an interview. It was the article I put in the chat earlier today, where the players was just basically, we're gonna get into it. Actually, I'm gonna save it for that conversation in a minute. Let's get to these comments real quick, because I got a key point to bring up when it comes. But Mike said it's a fixable issue. Just have to trust his coaches to do so. Just hope he stands on his word. Brian, people said, plus they need to let Grant play linebacker in that big nickel. It's the home team. Blackberry, he said it doesn't matter whose defense it is, who's running it, and we're gonna get into
That's what I'm saying. Who running it?
The defense can rebound. The defensive backs just need to stop playing 10 to 12 yards away, and we've been talking about that this season. The ladies been saying it too far back. Rod is tripping. I think he got his head stuck up his ass right now, and ATLEO, you always got it. Kevin O'Connor said 11 weeks, you had time to adjust. Either we fire Raheem defensive scheme or fire Raheem. Amen, Matt. Mike, don't forget, he did say he didn't want to be the smartest person in the room.
He said that, but
he definitely did. What's going on, Quentin Lavender? Hey, ladies. What's going on? He said, I've been saying that Pitts is getting double teamed. Plus, it doesn't help when you adjust to the Denver's climate. You have to adjust to the climate. People are, and it was saying, people are over Pitts after this game. But what's funny is that I didn't even see the Broncos double cover Pitts on Sunday for whatever reason. Kirk didn't throw him the ball a lot. Nobody not letting Pitt take over the game.
I thought they would have threw to him, but like he said, he was double covered.
And Pitts is a tight end. People keep trying to make him a running back, a receiver, or something. He's a tight end. He does some of that, but he has other roles. It's 3 different things that a tight end does.
And Madness said sometimes Kirk stares down his targets. That sounds familiar. When the check down is there, I think Raheem is pissed and changes are going to come. Hopefully, Madness. Let's hope that he's pissed. Because he's always rah rah. I'm just anyway. I don't think Ra likes to be dumped.
I think he'll turn it around. I don't think. I mean, he had a bad game, just like Koo had a bad game in New Orleans. So, but then Koo kicked the field goal. Was okay after that. So I guess you can be entitled to one bad game. Let's hope this will be the only bad game that he will have. And also, you were missing Charlie Warner in that offense too. He got hurt in that game. So that caused some problems right there.
So we're talking about it. So the fans been kind of reacting to the defensive play calling concerns. Raheem pretty much denied the possibility of removing Jimmy Lake's play calling duties when asked about potential staff changes. So
we don't think that's Jimmy Lake's. We think it's his.
It's him.
That's what it's turning into. You just using that man as a scapegoat. That ain't right. That ain't right. So now, why would I want to remove somebody that's covering for me? I wouldn't want to remove somebody that's covering for me. That don't make sense.
What do y'all think, you guys? Is it, and I want to see in the chat, everybody, whose defense are we running? Because, anybody remember when Raheem was here and how he ran his defense?
It's Raheem Morris' defense.
So who it is? It says, I don't want to hear that we pissed off speech. Show me if you're ready to stand on business.
Look, he wasn't even acting like he was pissed off. He said, hey, this is just one game, guys. This is just one game. It's been 5 games. What are you talking about?
Exactly. And these games
are the last 2 games.
And the Seattle game was not even good either. Which look
at these little hooded y'all in the basement, but we looking at the NFC South Division. God. It's going very close to us. Go ahead and go sit down somewhere. I'm gonna put you back in the box and poke some holes in it. You can't come back out no more because you getting a little too cocky over it.
Even my son said he's a Panther fan. My son is a Carolina Panther fan. He even said that y'all will win the division. I said I'm glad that we got a bye. Because ain't no way we'll win the division which you have a lot of players out like that. So I'm hoping this bye will heal up some bodies. That's what I'm hoping.
So who is it? Is it said Kirk does admit when he misses players in the press conference, but he had a different option in mind. It's Dairy Queen's defense. Dan Quinn 2.0. He's sounding like a pushover right now. Yeah. Jimmy Lake was a good hire. He was He was a hookup hire. You can't tell me with Steve Wilkes there at a camp you hire him. Kevin O'Connor said that's Jimmy Lake's defense. Soft cover 3. Someone he ran, same one he ran in Washington. Raheem is arrogant. Okay, they are running Raheem's defense. So everybody's kind of saying either Jimmy or Raheem. Y'all not even going to the playoffs. Go back into the basement and drink y'all shark. Woo! Okay.
AT Leo is on the roll.
Ooh, good evening, ladies. It's Dan Quinn's defense. Okay. And let's stop doing walkthrough Wednesdays. Walkthrough Wednesday. Thank you, Magnus. What the fuck is a walkthrough Wednesday?
Right.
You need to be every single day practicing. Right. Now, if that's the day you sit down your veterans or whoever those players that, they get a little excuse.
The
whole team don't need to just walking through.
That's ridiculous.
That's just me. We should have been on that. We should have been on that playing Thursday night. to be honest. So Jimmy Lake has to realize this is not college. It's Raheem's defense. I just feel that Jimmy should go rogue. Rah-rahs prevent defense, prevent wins. And Jimmy Lake has to do it.
It's Raheem Morris defense, y'all. It's not Jimmy Lake's defense. I'm not convinced of that.
And its home team with Blackberry said all Jimmy Lake has to do is make the in-game adjustments as the game plays on. If anyone thinks Raheem is telling Jimmy not to make adjustments during the game, you're making excuses for Jimmy Lake. That's not Jimmy Lake's defense. Lake never ran a soft cover 3. It's raw. So we got a lot of mixed, you know, opinions out here. Mucho Grande, what's going on, baby? No, it's Kevin. He ran a man press, a lot of blitzing, and a strong secondary. Hell nah, Monday and Tuesday should be your walkthrough days. We got somebody in the
is it Macretia?
It's Matt.
Let people lie on Jimmy Lake's name. Okay?
Thank you. I agree with you, Mike.
On Raheem name. Okay, we're going to get this right. Okay, this is what we do. We do Atlanta Falcon Nation. We get the information right. The information is both of these guys run what we call a cover 3, cover 1. Okay, the cover 1 is when the safety is in man coverage. The cover 3 is when he is zone. Both of these guys run a cover 3. All right. But the difference is Raheem likes to play his cornerbacks back as we see it now. Jimmy Lake likes to use his closer to the line, and he likes to blitz his corners. Okay, so both of these guys run the exact same system, but they have different philosophies on aggressiveness and whether the corner is going to blitz or the linebackers are going to blitz. But they are not the same. This is not Jimmy Lake defense. So we're going to get these right. What we will not do is try to put out a narrative that isn't true. And that's not true. That is not Jimmy Lake's defense. Thank you.
Okay, man, Mike. Appreciate you coming in, spitting some facts and stats. And I think you kind of set the tone here because everybody, you know, I knew it's going to be a little controversial conversation. If the Falcons come back from the bye playing the same way the team has given up on coaching, I'm sorry, ladies, we are not winning a. Of course, we ain't even thinking
we
about
already
that.
know that.
Until Austin wants to get a real head coach instead of all these defensive coordinator plain and simple. So, on that note, I said today that we are feeling a little bit of. We want to hear from our fans. So, everybody kind of got their mixed reviews. So you can kind of give me your takes on any part of this season, anything that we need to address. But despite all of this,
oh my God,
the Falcons are actually 6-5 in first place in the NFC South. We have 6 games remaining. What the fans got to say? I'm ready to hear what the fans got to say. I see a chat. Hold on real quick. Okay. All right. So of course, let's go ahead and we got a super chat. What's going on? What's going on?
Thank you, Brian people.
Thank you, Brian.
Matt Mike, I always want to jump in and say, damn, Matt Mike, let the ladies run the show, but this is clearly Raheem and Dan Quinn's BS defense. You can keep making up that whole defense
he didn't have to come on. I even said that it was his defense. I said that all along.
She told me to step he can't help himself, y'all. He can't help himself. So let's go ahead and let's invite the fans on now.
Yes.
Please don't come in here and think you're going to spend the night. Please, give everybody a chance to say something. And we don't have a tie show tonight. So if y'all want to hang with me for a couple of more minutes, we can do that. I want to hear from y'all. We're going to do this show and next show since we ain't got no games going on. So this gives you guys the opportunity to come on with us. Since Matt might like to intervene, we might well set the tone up and let everybody else get up in here. So let me put the link in the chat. Get on here. If your audio messed up, you're getting off. If you ain't pay your cable bill, I'm sorry. You're getting off of here. So but the question is, but thank you for the super chat though. We appreciate you, Brian Peoples.
I love it. Thank you,
That's
Brian.
That's our first little donation on the Lady Bird Show. We just don't get no kind of love. We can't go get nothing. Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
y'all.
but look, speaking of donation, before I get y'all in here, go ahead and still donate to the Educators Fund, and as well as we have an official Red and Black date. I'm actually getting ready to get the GoFundMe set up so y'all can donate to the show and to the event. It's gonna be an annual thing. We already put it. Did I put it in there already? God damn. Did I drop the link? I sure did. Okay, so okay, it happened so damn fast. So but let's go ahead and get into it. Let's bring in one of our first guests, and Mr. William Amy. Gonna give you a few minutes, but if somebody else jump on, we're gonna let them go ahead and say their word. So, let's hear how you're feeling about this season. We're 6-5 and still in the first place, but we get skating thin right now. How do you feel about the season going into the bye?
I ain't even front, ladies. I'm kind of worried, man. I hate to say it because Raheem Morris took his opponents lightly, man. Ever since that Dallas game, I just felt something like this dude didn't even care about preparation, not getting the players ready to play, and I just feel like he gets too comfortable. Like the other lady saying, like, dude, your job is on the line. Because I'm not trying to say I'm giving out false information or narratives, but they're saying Raheem Morris don't make it to the team to the postseason, he's getting fired. Doug Peterson already out the door. They about to get rid of him. I don't know if they're gonna contain who else is a head coach who having a bad season. I think it's somebody from I'm not sure. I said Doug Peterson already from Jacksonville. Somebody else, I think they said
Jets got rid of their Jets got rid of their head coach, and
the Cowboys might be getting rid of theirs. The Cowboys.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy's gonna be gone. But like I said, Raheem Morris, I just feel like Raheem Morris take this thing lightly. He let the players, we just gonna I feel like on his press conference, the dude don't hold himself accountable. You lied and told the fans that you gonna hold everybody accountable, including yourself. So you really lying to us, man, because people buy their hard-earned money. Jack Spade, all these concert careers, they spend their hard-earned money to support this team. And what you doing is you selling us a dream, man. Terry Fontenot gave you an opportunity to be a black head coach to try to see if you had any experience that you learned from your lessons in Tampa and LA Rams. And I feel like Raheem Morris is not a real defense coordinator. I hate to say that because he played safety when he was in Jersey and all that, but this dude do not have any experience, man. Like I said, man, Mike even said it. When he came to LA Rams, that was Wade Phillips' defense. He never came with them players with Aaron Donald on them. He just came in when he already had everything set up because Dave Phillips had retired because he had health problems or something like that. But Kirk Cousins, man, I need you to play better, man. I need you to get on Zach Robinson ass. I hate to cuss y'all. He need to tell him how he see things. Hey, I'm not liking this. We need to run the ball more. Like how you did that when we get to Carolina, we gonna run the ball. You need to be telling Zach Robinson. And I feel like Zach Robinson need to be on the field instead of being in the booth. And Raheem wants to keep his head out his ass and is arrogant. I'm so tired of him. Oh, we're gonna be fine. No, we's not fine. We is dead last in sacks. And teams already know what we doing, bro. So overall, what I'm saying is, man, and I heard that he only had 1 day of practice. 1 day of practice, and we left on a Friday evening instead of leaving on a Tuesday or Wednesday. That tells you a lot. Raheem Morris don't prepare. That's what I'm saying. And
they left too late.
It was a Saturday. It was on a Saturday when they left. It was a Saturday.
And I don't care about the power. This is my last comment. I don't care about the power rings. We're not a top 10 team in the power ring. I don't care about that. But Raheem Morris better show me something when we come out this bye week. You have to at least win 5 games, 5 or 4 games. This is unacceptable. I'm not buying none of that. What he's saying, like, man, Mike said, we not he ha ha. I'm not laughing because you lying to the fan base and people spending your hard money. Raheem, this is not a joke because you got Terry Fontenot jaws on the line. You got Arthur Blank looking at you sideways. This is not a game to be playing. So you need to hold yourself accountable. And I think J.C. Bates third gonna have some conversation with Raheem Morris because they brought you in here. They didn't have to choose to get Raheem Morris. They could have got Bill Belichick. We gave you opportunity, but you messing it up for us, man. So overall, man, I better see us to run the ball, use Bijan Robinson, Tyler Gilmore, and get off on a fast start, play for 60 minutes. I don't care what you do. We need to play more press and more man-to-man, like Jimmy Lake said. We need to be more free and not making mistakes, man. That's all I got to say, man. At least
Okay,
get
okay.
at least
It's
get
My
good
10 to 6,
people
opinion,
man.
enjoying our show and everything. You know, you said a lot of good points there. I think people is just we have been hyped up. You know, this is we still want to be win now, and you know, after all that smiling and you know, yeah,
Yeah,
we
he
you know
ha,
we
we
want
not
to
with
see you a little
that.
bit more upset on the sidelines. We want to see you calling out players for these penalties. We want to see you. We just want to see a little bit more aggressiveness from him, and not throwing his
the
team on the bus and things like that. What you got to say, Pam?
the offense, in my opinion, could get it straight. I mean, that is not an issue. My issue is on the defense side. That is
Yeah,
my issue. When
but
you're not putting pressure on the quarterback. That is an issue with me. So
Mm-hmm.
the offense is fixable. You got a running game, and you got players that can actually score you some touchdown. We need to fix that defense. That's the problem for me. It's been a problem since the first game.
and I hate to
And
say it, y'all. And
mm-hmm.
before I go, I hate to say this, y'all. I really want us to get a defensive tackle, even though I knew Grady Jarrett was coming from a torn ACL. Terry Fontenot should have just got it. I understand we need a quarterback for the future. We could have got that later round, but I feel like we should have got Murphy the third. That dude is playing out of his head right now. I know he probably don't lead in tackles, but that dude was 300 something pounds, and he plays defensive tackle, so he could have played this game, but we didn't make the proper draft adjustments getting defense. Because this draft class was deep this year. I hate to say it, we missed a lot of good defensive player contributors who could play right now. And I feel like moving forward, man, Raheem Morris have to make adjustments on the side of the field. He need to be talking to his players. I don't see no motion when he out there. He's just looking, just chewing gum. No, you need to be on the sideline and get on the coaches and special teams and defense players and assess if they're not messing, if you're not performing. You need to give like, hey, we need to be better than this. I don't see none of that. I don't see no passion with Raheem Morris. I just don't see it.
Yeah. He
So
has no interactions, not even with the
no.
players or the coaches on the sidelines. That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy to me.
And
And,
I
and,
see
and
Breon Allen said, Miss Bree, I feel Raheem is being a hot quicker because of his skin color. He needs to tighten up for real. But to his defense, Raheem has brought the city out and improved ticket sales this season. And we got Jamie in the back, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and bring him on in. You said hot seat. Oh, okay.
yeah, all right, so that's all I gotta say, man. But
Thank
take care of
you.
business. Take care
I,
of business, man. Because I don't want to drive 3 hours and have to be on the benedictionary with the rest of the content creators and with y'all, man. Because like I
Yeah.
said, Raheem Morris, you better get it right. You better listen to the coaches and the players, and they say, hey, I understand this your first year, but the 3-4 do not fit our scheme. So I'm gonna be in the back, y'all.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate you for showing.
I don't
All right.
think Raheem gonna get fired after one season. So y'all can get that out of y'all head.
Let's go
Because
ahead and
we're gonna
bring
give him the
Jamie in.
chance to improve this team. So,
Mm-hmm.
so you
What's
might as
going on,
well,
Jamie? How you
so
doing?
What's up,
Thank you.
everybody?
Yeah. And
hey,
let's get to this comment. Then I'm gonna let you go ahead and go, Jamie. So we only got 10 sacks. We ain't hitting that 42 mark from last year. Ra has a loyalty issue. Zach, Darius, Rook, and even that kid Kareem Kinball. Play your best 11, period. So go ahead, Jamie. How you doing? The question of the
Jamie.
hour again is, of course, we got to look forward to the rest of this season. Still in the NFC
Oh,
South. How do
Mhm.
you feel? What do you think as far as just overall the state of the franchise right about now? Let's go.
okay. To answer your first question is I'm good. I'm fantastic. And to answer your next question, yes, we still above 500, still sitting on top of the NFC South. And I don't think we should panic just yet. It's
I
just
agree.
the thing is, my thing is, I already said it in the comment section. And we've all been talking about it for quite some time. Our defensive backs playing 10 to 12 yards away from the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
That's opening up the opposing offense to get away with quick slants and screens.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's that was my biggest concern. And that's another reason why we are dead last in sacks. There is no
Mm-hmm.
getting back there because when I played defensive lineman, I'm not going to get back there in no 2 seconds because that's when
Mm-hmm.
these quarterbacks are getting the ball out of their hands. That's going to
Mm-hmm.
tire our linemen. Grady Jarrett, I'm constantly seeing him with his hands on his hip. Why? Because he's not getting back there like he wants to. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the opposing receivers are getting free. So, but I think that can be adjusted, that can be fixed, and Jimmy Lake just need to go rogue and put in a little bit of put a little recipe, put a little bit of his recipe into the mix, and so
Mm-hmm.
we could get back on track of you know you know giving everybody a dish of their own medicine, what they do to us from the opposing defensive side, because I like the Saints look like they got a whole new life since firing their head coach, and then they face us, and then all of a sudden Bo Nix looked like he's the runner up of the MVP playing against us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
I agree. I
Like
agree.
we to jump off, It makes
mhm,
me feel like, but you know what, Jamie, when they first hired Dennis Allen, there was a press conference with some of the team members, and some of their top defensive players said, you know what, we take ownership in certain things that we didn't do, but moving forward, the players emphasized how important it was that for them to come together, and
Mm-hmm.
they felt like Rizzy listened to them. You see what I'm
mhm,
saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's a disconnect inside, that just like what you're saying, there's some kind of disconnect, especially for Grady. Grady went from being gung-ho at the beginning. If you go back to some again, these press
Mm-hmm.
conferences, that May 23rd with Jimmy Lake, those early press conferences with players, to now, even after a loss, they weren't like this. After game
Mm-hmm.
7, then it started sort of going downhill, and now you're getting this whole different feel. They're holding their heads down. They're not really, you could tell that they're not as engaged as they were at first. And we didn't even have this
Exactly.
many wins. Something changed and has transpired. If you're going to stick to the same old, and you're not going to come out every week to play the game, but they're playing the game as he said, as planned, as executed, but it just didn't turn out well. That fast talk that he
Mm-hmm.
does with us is not working. We're starting to see through it.
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah,
Other
and I
teams start
do.
seeing through it. We're predictable now.
Yeah, but throughout the bye week we could turn it around. This bye
Yeah.
week we can turn it around,
Yeah.
and I know one thing for sure: we're not going to finish this season 7-9 again. I know that for
Mm-mm.
sure.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
That's my biggest thing right there. It's like
Yeah.
I just want to break that curse. I really want to get up out of here. I
Need a
don't
break.
know who
Right.
said Super Bowl early today. We ain't nowhere near the Super Bowl. If
No,
anything,
no.
this team is starting
Mm-mm.
to become exposed. They're figuring
They
out
need to
who
have
we
a better
are.
record than that seven
Yeah.
win. They need to get past
Mm-hmm.
that and
Said
get into the
Raheem will not
playoffs.
get fired
I
after
mean,
just 1 year of the job. Terry Funk should be fired for sure.
Why?
Well,
Why would
I mean,
Terry be
why?
Wow.
Why he should
fired?
be
that's
fired?
the
He the one.
scouting man.
That
Why
don't
he
make
hard?
sense.
Why?
Did y'all
Hey,
ignore what he did in the offseason, free agency, the
Right.
draft? Come on now. Then
and
that's
we were in cap mess, y'all. Do y'all
yeah,
realize that?
absolutely.
This is
Mm-hmm.
not
I mean,
I
Terry's
mean,
he
he
got us
fault.
got
out
us
of
out of
crap
that.
jail.
You need to have a
So
better
you don't need to
understanding of
fire your
what.
GM. Your
Right.
GM ain't your problem.
The
No,
GM
it
is
ain't his
not the
doing.
problem. And plus, there's a
Nope.
president above him. There are scouts and other employees under him.
Mm-hmm.
He's in over what uh personnel as well, like the team personnel as well. So it's not, he doesn't, he's only responsible for working with the coaches, and they say they need certain types of players to fit their scheme. That's what he went after. He even said that when Arthur Smith, there's again, I'm always going back and looking. There was some press conferences with Arthur Smith and said, "Hey, is that the guy? That's the guy, right?" And it was somebody that they were drafting or something. But Arthur Smith was sitting right there, and he was like, "That's your guy. That's the guy you said you wanted." And so they're not just hiring people that the coaching staff doesn't want, and they're not retaining ones that they don't want either. Because I hate that we don't have Calais Campbell. I
Oh
hate,
God, I
I
hate
hate
they
it,
didn't
man.
sign
I
him.
hate it. because he's doing a
Man.
phenomenal job, even on the sidelines with the Dolphins. He's talking to players. He's motivating them. You would think he's a coordinator on the sideline, and he's still performing. And look at where we at now. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that veteran helps everything.
Mm-hmm. You know, so y'all come on in the chat. The link is down there if y'all want to jump on. I'm telling you, we still got like it's just an hour. So you know how we go an hour and a half. So we got plenty of time to have a little conversation. It says Terry is not the problem, it's Raheem and the players. Okay, them Tavia Singleton. This team can definitely turn it around or presently constructed. Yeah, I mean, it's still too early to call it, y'all.
Yeah.
We still have a whole bye week. We got to get these players a little bit more healthier because we were just grinning and happy when we was winning. It's just we right now we got a bump in the road at this point. So however they adjust to it, in the end, I think that this is going to show what we're about. This is going to show how serious we are with it. We just can't beat AFC teams. Ronald said, doing good one.
Let's hope we break that record after the bye. Let's hope that. Let's hope that, we do have a winning record against the NFC East. We do have a winning record. We 2-0 against, because we beat Dallas and beat Philadelphia. So that's a plus.
So, and to go back to what I said about the veteran presence. So, remember our last Super Bowl run. You know that veteran presence that we had. We had Dwight Freeney for the 2015 and the 2016 season, and because of that, that little motivation that he gives younger players, we had Beasley leading the league in sacks. So, I'm pretty sure that veteran presence would have helped a lot, especially if we kept Calais Campbell. But that's my last little 58 cents that I want to put in.
Calais actually helped Harris last year. He helped he helped Harris last year. So Harris improved last year, I think if he had to stay on the team, he would have probably continued to help, You're right about that.
Well, thank you, Jamie. Thank you for joining on with us. We're going to go ahead and bring in the next person. We appreciate you jumping on with us. Come on to the watch parties with us. We're having another one coming up. Actually, we have a Monday night game. Actually, I'm going to announce what's happening with that one. We're going to do a Monday night watch party, but it's going to be a Christmas party at the end of it. So you guys got to come on out. I hope you're off the next day. I definitely am. So that is the week of the second week in December, I want to say. Like around the
16th, because I'm gonna be
in
Vegas.
Okay. So anybody that's sticking back and not going, we're gonna have us a AFN red and black Christmas party right after the watch party. So y'all come on out and have you a good time. We haven't done this at all this season. So I'm excited to have it. So let's go ahead and bring in the next person. All right. How you doing?
Home team, what going on, Maggie and ladies of Birds of AFN?
How you doing?
Pam,
hey,
Christy, my girl Christy, and Maggie T. How y'all doing tonight?
All right.
We're doing good. Just we got 2 weeks of this now, so we really we ain't got much to talk about. We can't talk about the game anymore. We got to kind of worry about what's going to happen to this team in the second half of this season. How do you feeling about where we are, the state of the Falcons franchise?
I expected us to be right here where we at right now. With it being first year head coach, with it being first year coordinators. They first experience getting at calling plays and being coordinators at this level. So I expected us to be right here where we at right now. And if I'm being honest, I expected us to be at the top of the division like it is right now. We got, I think fans, it's a lot of knee jerk reaction, and it's a lot of being prisoners of the moment situations when it comes to sports and being a fan. And you start thinking of the worst when something bad happens, when things don't go right. Like early in the season, when we lost week 1 and the Saints and the Buccaneers won week 1. Same thing week 2 when they won week 2 and we got to win, but they was 2-0 in the division. It's these knee-jerk reactions from the fan base, and it make us and we start thinking the worst. Oh, was this a mistake? Oh, this guy ain't this, and this guy can't do. This guy ain't worth a damn. Well, you have to be, if you're not somebody that can analyze coaching, analyze players, analyze positions, analyze what their jobs are within those positions, analyze the fundamentals and the techniques that they are not or are using. You got to be somebody that can be able to break all that stuff down and then stand on yours when you determine what you determine about somebody at coaching or at player. So a lot of times with the general fan base is these knee-jerk reactions. And what I think is our responsibility to do. We're brave enough to get on camera. We're brave enough to have an opinion. We're brave enough to go out there and stand on our opinions, regardless of what other people think. But we do it based off of educational purpose, the education that we have behind the game, things we've learned, things we've went back to other people with experience that can tell us these things we have from experience from ourselves, from playing the game, whatever the case is. So the knee-jerk reactions, of course, those are the reactions that we are going to be more critical about. But when it comes to this Jimmy Lake and Raheem Morris situation with this defense, I wasn't sure about the decision for Raheem to hire Jimmy Lake, because he had limited experience with coaching with different programs. He did the majority of his time in Washington as a player and as a coach. So the Seattle area, that's where he was at most of his life, most of his career. And that alone for me wasn't like, okay, that ain't enough for me to have this guy calling plays and coordinating at the professional level already. He need to have some more skin in the game. He need to have some more experience at this level. Let him coach DBs for a little while longer. Let him coach on the other side of the ball for a little while longer at receivers or something like that. I wasn't sure if he was ready or not, because I didn't think he had enough experience at this level or in different types of programs. So when Raheem gets hired and he chooses his coordinators, and Jimmy Lake is one guy, I'm scratching my head because I'm like, wait a minute. You had other options you could have went to that was on the table. Lovie Smith was on the table. You had other people on the table that you could have went to and decided to be your defensive coordinator. But what this tells me is Raheem Morris found somebody who he can manipulate, who he can say, because Jimmy Lake don't got the experience, like I said, and he ain't got the heart and the gumption to go to a Raheem Morris at halftime and say, look, I'm finna tell Richard Grant to move his motherfucking ass up. I'm finna tell D. Alford to come up a couple yards. This is where it comes down to who are we really supposed to hold accountable first. It don't matter whose defense it is. Who is talking to that Mike linebacker? Who calling the play? Who making the adjustments? Who coming up with the strategy throughout the week against that particular offense that they playing that week? That's the defensive coordinator's job. It don't matter all these defensive coordinators using somebody else's defense. Do everybody know that? All of them using somebody else's defense. It don't matter what they accustomed to doing. They all running somebody else defense. They all learned from somebody else. So if he has the responsibility of drawing up the game plan, if he got the responsibility of talking to the Mike linebacker, of making the adjustments, of calling the plays, if he has that responsibility on game day, that's who I'm holding accountable first.
Mm-hmm. So but that's what was confusing Blackberry, that in the press conference, Raheem said, no, we're not going to talk to. I mean, he the one that said this. No, we're not going to talk to the players. And then he repeated what it was a pause. And then he repeated what he said. No, I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk to the coordinators. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to devise a plan and then we're going to take it to the players. And it was a dead little silence. And it's weird because even the day before, he was talking so fast. He wasn't grinning like he normally is. He was talking so fast. But it's all it all came from him. He didn't say the coordinator's gonna come up or nothing like that. He was the one that, I mean, that's the first thing out of his mouth. It was the first thing out of his mouth. And so it is starting to sound like the things that he said at the beginning of the season of being more inclusive, even with the coaches and coordinators too. And then he went from taking responsibility to now we get out physical, we got out physical and out efforted, and he repeated it so many times like he was putting it on the players. He hasn't done that the last two.
And it's something that I mentioned earlier. And then everybody's link is in the chat. If you want to join, go ahead and click the link. We're probably gonna close this out sooner or later.
Click the damn link, Magnus, while you sitting there talking trash. Click the doggone link. Sitting up there running the train, pretending like you doing some work.
Yeah, he need to come on.
So the players basically was, how he was saying that he's trying to throw the players under the bus. The players, if you saw what I put in the chat, they was taking ownership to like Jimmy Lake's defense. They was like they felt that he was playing, calling all right, but we didn't execute. We didn't do our parts on, of course, that we felt that we wasn't up to par where we supposed to be. So it's like, is it there a miscommunication, a disconnect between what's happening here? The players are feeling, that
that's the question.
They're backing up Jimmy Lake. How do you feel about that?
That's the question, right? That's the question, Maggie. Where is the disconnect between whose defense it is, who's running the defense, and who is okay with how the defense is being called and ran? Because if the players backing Jimmy, see, when you like somebody, you find a way to kind of let some things go that you get red flags about. When you like somebody, you like how they go about their business. You like how they, how they talk to you. You like how friendly they are. You like how, whatever the case is, you fancy them in a way. So when there's red flags, you let it go. Now, see, I want people to think about something. Jimmy Lake got fired from Washington when he pushed that player on the sideline after the player and a ref were getting into it. So he was reprimanded by the Washington Huskies football team. He was reprimanded for being a little too for having, I guess, too big a nut. I don't know what else to say, Maggie. So I got to say it. His nut was too big that day. So he got in trouble for them nuts hanging a little too low that day. And and now he might have a withdrawal on bucking the system a little bit. That's why I said in the comments earlier, everybody want to know what we gonna do during this off period or during this bye week. I want to know if Jimmy Lake gonna grow some nuts and go to Raheem Morris and say, look, Raheem, we can keep running. Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on, we got Mr. Gruntle in here twice. I think her background is messed up. Let me see. She in here. Okay, she's trying to get back in. Let me get her back on the screen. You back? Okay. I didn't even realize you was okay. Lord. You got anything else to add? I ain't even know you jumped off.
No, that the phone just kicked me off, and then I just got back on.
Okay. Yeah, ATL Leo and Mr. GR3, y'all in here just y'all going in. Y'all in here. Where was his energy when we played them? You know, this team better not have a 7-10 season for the 4th time in a row and being on the top 10 in the NFL draft. It's still games to play, y'all. It's still time.
I'm like Scotty. I think they're gonna be better than that 7-10 record.
Look, we got blowed out. Right? It's okay, y'all. It's okay. You have these games.
Yeah,
you have these games. Because if we being honest about this now, what happened on Sunday with Denver is what would happen if you don't make the necessary changes you need to make, and teams done figured you out. Exactly. And that's what happened on Sunday. So that's why we say now that I've been saying this on my channel for the longest now. At some point, the talent is not going to mask the deficiencies of the coach.
Right.
You got a talented roster.
I've been saying that. I said we kind of been, honestly, we have been skating through these games. Especially when it comes down to the 4th quarter. I felt that eventually we had to smell our shit, you know, because we haven't been, we're a good team, but we're not a great team right about now, you know. So I think we need to be a little humbled, and we got to come back out here in the second half and show that we really, you know, we really want this. But we can. We definitely can. I got confidence in them. We fans tick to see everybody in the chat. Oh, what's going on? Okay. Why are we arguing with that's what I'm saying. Why y'all in here having a fit? You and Leo, y'all handling it. We got Nyght Ryder in the back. Let's go ahead and add him to the stage. What's going on?
Nyght Ryder.
All wise, no eyes, my guy.
What's shaking, people? How we doing today, man?
How you do? We don't set our piece. How you feeling over there? How you feeling about the team?
How am I feeling about who?
The team going into the bye, and you know, for the rest of the season, what we looking like?
It was a saying one of my favorite wrestlers like to use. His name is Seth freaking Rollins. You know what that saying is? Redesign, rebuild, reclaim. Going to the bye week. I say redesign that old defense, because we hear that bullshit they had out there on Sunday. That shit not working. So
it did not work.
That shit not working. Rebuild, start over. Remember where y'all was just at. Look at where you just came from. Rebuild from there and reclaim what the hell you had going on. Because we was on that 5-game winning streak, couldn't nobody tell you shit. And it's like now you got your ass kicked 2 weeks straight. It's like you letting the folks take the shit away from you. Redesign, rebuild, reclaim. And the rest of the hit from up.
And then, you know, I wanted to go on this Jamie Lake conversation. You know, whose defense? What Blackberry said it. Well, where's the disconnect? Where is it?
There.
It's the players, execution, and we shooting our foots in the, shooting us in the foot.
It got to be that damn scheme.
For me.
It's got to be that damn scheme. You should, man. You know your pass rush ain't working. Move your corners up. Let them get in their face. Make them boys make a play. Make them earn it. Make them earn this shit. Don't just give it to them.
And then we need pass rush to say, why we just they brought this back up, y'all. We need we real questions. Why did we leave Denver the day before? That's what Pam was saying earlier. But we can talk about it. Why the hell did we wait? I mean, we went the day before.
That right there, that show you. It's things Raheem. It's things Raheem still it's still figuring out about being a head coach.
Mhm.
You know, that's why his time in Tampa was short, and that's why they didn't do well. So you got to understand, you need to be there at least 24 hours prior to the day before the game. That's on. That ain't just listen.
Yep.
When I traveled regional playing football as a kid, we was there 2 days in advance.
Yeah.
This ain't something you learn just when you get to the pros. This is basics. This is fun. That's why when it comes to these coaches and these players, you can't forget what got you there. You gotta remember the basics. You gotta remember the fundamentals.
Hey, check it out though. I think I got a good reason why he left the day before. Because he wanted the players to stay off the weed.
You know what?
That's a good point.
Shoot, maybe they would have played a little better. They had a little shoot. That would have helped with the injuries, right? Pam, that would have helped them, not feeling a little bit.
Get your mind right.
Get your mind right. Madness said, "Thank you for the $5. This is for TG and Nyght. Shut the hell up. Shout out to the lady Birds. And speaking of,
man, ain't nobody done Magnus, but see, Magnus, you don't equal ratings. People come
But he can't click the damn link. Because he pretending to eat. Pretending to run a damn train. We know good and damn well you ain't working. You sitting in the break room pretending to work.
So I'm gonna put this video back up here since people in the chat. This is kind of how we feeling about the season, and I feel like this is how we're gonna be if we don't come out this second half and do what we need to do.
What in the hell was that?
That was Matt. That was Matt Ryan.
Yo, Matthew Ryan.
So
on the table.
Yeah, so the link is still there. We got a couple of more minutes, about 10 more minutes, and then after that, we're going to close it out.
Magnus, come on in. Come on, Magnus. You ain't doing nothing but eating donuts and drinking coffee. Come on, you ain't doing shit.
Drinking Fanta and eating powdered donuts.
Time overall doing the bye week. I know one thing. If y'all seen when had a little.
All right,
go ahead.
Oh God, Maggie, listen, y'all, listen. So we just gonna pretend like Kirk Cousins ain't did everything he done did already this damn season,
right?
Just because we were getting our ass drilled through the damn mud, and now we got it. So it don't matter if whoever was on that damn bench, the backups was getting in. That's what was gonna happen. Anytime anybody see the life that they got all of a sudden with Penn, I'm gonna be happy for my boy to get some playing time too. If he been sitting next to me all damn year,
it was the right decision to do. It's like we getting our asses handed to us. This is the time you bring them in.
Why waste your start?
I mean, the game was out of hand anyway.
Yeah. The game was out there.
You must ain't see what the hell happened in Tampa with damn Mike Evans and Chris Godwin when he had the guy playing garbage time. That's why Tampa in the situation they in right now. Because of that shit right there. Kept it too long.
Yep.
He said Magnus is drinking all Pepsi product. That's all they have.
Yeah, he looked like a Diet Mountain Dew type of guy.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
Well, since nobody else is jumping on, we're gonna probably get ready and wrap this up. Let's just go ahead. We'll be doing this next week too. We're gonna invite the fans on. We could look. It ain't really. I want y'all to vent. Get it on now, so we can go ahead right after this bye. Y'all gonna be in here dancing and happy again. So let's get it. What's up?
Hey, Blackberry, I bet you Magnus put butter on his honey buns.
I bet you use a toothpick to eat his cheese blocks. Use a toothpick.
Wow.
But let's go ahead and get our
Anybody
last
got
thoughts
some grateful
in.
fun for Mackins?
Blackberry, Nyght, Ryder, what y'all want to say? Just anything y'all want to add before we go ahead and wrap this up. Last thoughts.
What you got now, Ryder?
Now you go ahead first, bro.
I just want the firing Raheem and all that stuff, man. Don't be prisoners of the moment, okay?
Yeah.
And I agree with what everybody's saying about him changing his tune up. Me and Christian talked about that some weeks ago on my show. That you listen, man. You can't you can't be rah rah rah, and then when things ain't going right, you want to try to hurry your ass up off the podium so you can go tuck your tail between your legs. You listen, man. You getting a second opportunity here. You not only need to prove something to the organization, but you need to prove something to the fan base that you ain't finna go out here and feed us dreams and wishing upon a star. We got to see the proof in the pudding. That's what we need to see. You decided to hire Jimmy Lake. You decided to hire Zach Robinson. It's up to you to bring them along throughout this season. But people got to understand, he has to trust what they bring to the table every week. If he don't trust them, he will lose. He will lose morale with them, and then they're not doing their job tenfold the way they should be. So we got to be careful about who we saying we need to point the finger at. We can't just jump over these coordinators. They are calling the shots on game day. Now, if it get out somehow that Raheem telling Jimmy, don't you change a goddamn thing on Sunday. You make sure you do it the same way I tell you to do it, boy. Or because if you don't, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Now, if we learn that, then we'll be like, Raheem, now you wrong. Now your ass finna get fired. But if that ain't the case, if he has now we saw him put Zach Harrison further inside. That was an adjustment, and it worked in the second half. I called that when it happened. So if he can make that adjustment up front, he can make an adjustment at the second level. He put K Nellis on the outside for a few plays, and we saw K Nellis do what he's good at, crashing the line and disrupting plays in the backfield. So if he can make those adjustments, he can make any damn adjustment out there. So we just need him to we need him to grow some nuts during this bye week, and we need Raheem Morris to get off in their behind and let them understand, like, listen, I'm cool with you, but I ain't cool with you. I'll get your ass up out here quick. Because that's why I ain't like what he said at the beginning of the season when he said, if you don't get paid with the Falcons, we gonna get you paid somewhere else or something like that. He said, no, you don't tell them. You got the line of found their ass. You don't tell them that ain't what you tell them. You tell them if you can't make this team, you probably ain't gonna make no goddamn team. So you might want to try to make this team. I don't care who in front of you. Grady Jarrett, David on your model. I don't give a damn who in front of you. Jay Hassel, you trying to win the #1 spot, my dude. You need to go out there and play like it. So listen. So it's just time to try to file up on their ass and get this shit right. And I appreciate y'all having me on the show, Maggie T and Lady Birds of AFN. Nyght, Ryder, all wise, no eyes, my guy. Appreciate y'all.
Right. Hey, appreciate
what's
you.
Your station, what's your station, Blackberry? Everybody in the chat want to know when you come on and what's your station?
The home team with Blackberry. It's the home team with Blackberry on YouTube. No C, just a K.
There we go. And Nyght Ryder. Well, he does a couple of nights.
Yeah,
Monday afternoons at 2:30 Eastern Time and Thursday 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
go ahead.
RELAX. Relax. This ain't Aaron Rodgers talking here. Y'all relax. Calm down. Don't get your panties all in the water. Everybody just calm down. Just don't get your panties in the water. We still got We got our bye week coming up. We got a lot of guys banged up and hurt. So when you take the bye week, get healthy, redesign this shit, get back on our feet, man. But we got to hit the ground running. It ain't going to be easy. Not by a long shot. Just relax. Don't overreact to nothing. I know everybody tired of losing. I'm tired of losing too, but goddamn, some of the shit y'all be damn putting out here when y'all start losing, it just look that's a 9, that's a 10, that's 11, 18 through 21, all that. Just relax, y'all. We are good.
Yep.
All right, Miss Pam, then Christy.
Y'all got to just trust that process. And again, I agree with Ryder. Relax. We're good. We're first in the division, and we have a better record than we had last year. But we hope. I'm hoping we can improve on that record. You know. So I believe this team is gonna get it straight. So you got to trust the process, and that's all I got to say. And get healthy.
Please.
Yes,
please
I
get healthy.
guess I got a little bit of a mixed view about it because this is reminiscent of this time last year, where we was trying to give it a chance all the way to the end of the season. I could see if fans relax, but this team, they need to get it in gear. And if they're gonna make some adjustments, some changes, now's the time to do it. And if not, it's some changes gonna have to be made. So yes, fans can relax. This team something should be intense, something should get you motivated, whether you play for us or somebody else. And yeah, I didn't like that comment either that Raheem said when he said it, but he was trying to say that he was giving everybody an opportunity to present themselves. But one thing I don't like as a fan, and a lot of our veteran players have been on news channels like Abraham was on 11 Alive, and then I saw Matt Ryan had also spoke on one of the sports shows about the team. You got a lot of veteran players saying the exact same thing the fans are saying. You got a lot of veteran players saying the same thing these content creators have been saying for weeks. And it's exposing a lot of things. It lets you know that the honeymoon is really over. But as a fan for what we've experienced the last 6 years, I feel some kind of way. I hate being lied to because I spend good money. I buy good seats. We spend a lot of money to travel and have a good time. We present ourselves well as fans, but we get tired. We really sick and tired of a whole lot of stuff. So I hope that they're using this bye week not to make some changes and not just talk about it. But I hate for somebody to like flip-flop and tell me one thing. Your process ain't the same. It's hard to trust a process that isn't what you originally, how you came out, how we were playing at the beginning to how we're playing now. That's not the same process. So it's hard to trust it. And I feel, and I do. Mike said, "Don't get in your feelings." I'm female. I'm staying in my feelings a little bit. You're going to have to show me something different with week 13. Show improvement.
Yeah, show improvement. Your feelings, then don't be in your feelings and start saying stupid stuff. You know, y'all like folks that say stupid shit.
Now, y'all ain't gonna, first of all, y'all not gonna let me just say something crazy. I mean, I can say a little crazy, but usually somebody checks me. If you were AFN or any of the other content creators, so usually somebody checking me anyway. So,
I talk you off the cliff, Christy.
He will.
We're number one in NFC South for right now. You don't think that last game the Panthers gonna play us to the hill just to see us lose? If we gonna carry on this same scheme, because the Tampa Bay does have a chance to clinch this. I don't know. They still have 3 divisional games. They also won 1. And 2 of those are with the Panthers, 1 with the Saints. And did y'all see their lineup the rest of the season? I wish we had that lineup.
Easy as hell.
So they have an opportunity we can't take coming out of the bye lightly. And that's why I said I don't trust too much of the process because the head coach he just flip-flopping like somebody that tried to just get your draws. I'm sorry, that's what it sounds like to me. That he
We
got
talking.
fired and I
We
found out
talking
We
to you.
tired. We are tired.
We tired.
yeah,
We
he
tired of
lied
the same ass.
He
It's
lied
like
Oh
about
Lord,
the
man.
size. He
child.
lied about what he had. So it's a
yep.
lie.
He ain't producing. So
Right.
on that note, people. On that note, I want to shout out everybody that came on tonight. We're gonna do this next week, but pay attention to that banner at the top right there. Donating to the AFN Red and Black. Well, actually, speaking of, it's the AFN School Fund, but it's also in addition to that, we have an official date for the Red and Black event. So y'all go ahead and start putting this on your calendar. July 26th next year. It's official.
Right.
That's a Saturday. That's right before the season. We finna turn up and turn it out. You already know how we did it. 2 years in a row. This is our third annual. I need everybody there. Don't tell me you ain't heard about it. We're announcing this early. So I'm gonna have a GoFundMe, Cash App, however you want to donate towards this. The more the better, the better we can bring you guys, because Pam was there. She had us her good on time. Coming out. How was it,
And I
Pam?
brought
Give
some,
your experience about
people
the
from
Red
the
and Black
Rise
event.
Up Tour there too. They
Oh,
came,
yes, you sure
know.
did.
So,
They sure did. So
yeah.
we need everybody in attendance of this one for real because this is going to be our annual event every year. So put that date on your calendar, July 26th. Big Wheel, Coach. Hopefully we get Matt is on down here. We're trying to get the
That's
whole
no
squad
right.
here in the building. Nyght, Ryder, you finna meet everybody. You finna
Magnet
meet
need to
me,
come down.
Pam.
He gonna pretend like he got another promotion.
Yes.
Why? Oh my.
Yes.
That's no right.
Yes.
BP.
Thank you for the membership. If you're not a Patriots fan and you still talking about 28
BP,
degrees,
my man.
Boy, you better say that, boy. Say
so,
that.
but what I wanted to say about the wrap up though, everybody want to get rid of this. Everybody want to fire this, but no, we're not going to do that mid-season. So get your panties out of a bunch and let's go ahead and just play this season on out. And let's just do what we need to do. Right now, firing somebody in the middle of this, we need to get rid of him and all that kind of stuff. That ain't gonna do that.
Yeah,
They're not
And
gonna
this
do
is
that
only
because we
first
still
year.
have an opportunity. It's still plenty of game.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried. I'm not hitting that panic button, but we're gonna see what they're all about coming out in this second half. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we will be having the watch away game party. I think that's the week of the 8th and the week of the 16th. On the 16th, yes, we're having a watch party. That Monday night game, we're doing a AFN watch party as well as a Christmas party right after that. So we're going to be taking shots and having us a good time for Monday night. So y'all better come on into the building. I'm going to go ahead and announce this. And we out, people. Appreciate you guys once again. Good night. And ATL Leo. And 3R3. GR3, hush. Both of y'all, go ahead. Cool off.
Hey, GR3, paper or plastic? Paper or plastic?
Hey, Magnus likes corn dogs.
Oh, man.
On that note, good night.
You gonna get your ass. You gonna.
Now, Paul.